Hey folks, it's Make It Free Friday. No, I didn't. I made a post a while back about sometimes we make jambalaya from scratch and sometimes we don't, and several people actually asked about it. So I thought I would just let you all know that it's actually very affordable and actually very easy. You'll need a pot. You'll need one that has a lid. I'll get my lid out here in a second. But basically, you can go to the store and buy two things. You can make jambalaya with just this, a cheap mix and some most people use smoked sausage, but I'm allergic to part of the smoking process. And so we do the Polish sausage one. Doesn't matter. Could be this brand, could be another brand. However, this is usually my go-to because it's very affordable. So it takes about 35-40 minutes. These two items cost $4 or less at my grocery store. I'm in Missouri. If you want to spice it up, you can add a can of fire roasted tomatoes. I got the ones that have garlic. This was also under $2. And I always put peppers and onions in mine. I didn't even want to chop them today, so I bought this, also under $2. So with that being said, that's about $8. Add a second one of these and a second one of these, and for $12 you've got enough to feed pretty much the whole family. Usually there were 6 of us in the house, and we would make this and have leftovers. So just thought I would share. But basically I'm gonna brown up my meat and my onions and peppers, and then I'm gonna dump the rest of everything else in and give it a nice cook. All right, and then if you're feeling fancier, if you have a couple extra bucks and you wanna splurge, I bought a bag of the shrimp, frozen shrimp, not fresh because I ain't fancy or rich. So just gonna thaw these out, pull the tails off, and at the end, I'll pop these in for the last about 5 minutes or so they can pull in some of the flavor. All right, I'll meet you back here in a few. You just touch up and... Okay, so everything is in the skillet. I did put a little bit of olive oil in here. I would say that olive oil isn't important, except make sure you buy good olive oil if you're using olive oil. A little bit of anything, just to make sure that the meat doesn't stick right away. That's what you need. Okay, but this is what it should look like. Okay, all right, I'll be back. She's heating up all of this. Those are still cold. Maybe you can hear it. I don't know. Anyway, that being said, I'm just gonna go ahead and saute this for a few minutes, get this all a little bit nice and soft, and maybe get some of the water off of here. So, all right. So while dinner is cooking, I put the shrimp, the frozen shrimp, in a bowl of water, and you can just let it sit here and chill out for a while. These will thaw out, and then we're gonna come back and pick these off. And again, that's being a little extra, it's a treat. But we do like shrimp around here, so, all right. All right. This is what it looks like after the veggies have thawed in your skillet. Probably takes about 10 minutes. Mine goes really fast because I have an induction cooktop. So for me, it's been about 2 minutes. So there's some pros and cons to that. But that's what it looks like. Before it looked like a lot of veggies. Now it looks just right. And so next we're gonna go ahead and put all the other stuff in here, except for the shrimp. And I'll show you what that looks like. Got everything dumped in here. Over here's my tomatoes. You see that? And then here's my rice. It comes pre-mixed with seasoning. And now we're just gonna go ahead and add the liquid that it calls for on the box. I did that nice and slow because I'm not trying to make a mess. I have been known to do that by accident, but you know. Okay, so stir that all up. Make sure it's all incorporated. We're able to get wet through that rice. There we go. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and turn the heat down to a simmer with the lid on. For most stove tops, that's probably somewhere around 1/3 of the way up to 1/4 of the way up. You're just gonna have to watch it for a minute, and then we're gonna let it cook. This one actually says it's gonna cook for approximately 25 minutes. So that's what we're gonna do. Rice should be done. We've been about 25 minutes, and of course, I use a pot holder. These lids get hot, or at least mine does. So I'm gonna check this. We're gonna see what it's like here. The stuff on top didn't look super done, so we'll give it a couple more minutes, but you can see it's still kind of simmering a little bit, which is perfect. All right, so we're gonna give it a few more minutes, like maybe 5 to 10 minutes. And then while that's cooking, I'm gonna take care of the shrimp. Here we go. Okay, shrimp time. So here it is. I forgot to mention that the bag of shrimp was $7. So this is cold. Now that these have defrosted, I'm just gonna go ahead and pour this off. Just like that. Ignore the potatoes in the other sink. We dug up our potatoes today. First time. All right, so just take these and pull this in part right off, just like that. Throw that away. This part's good. And repeat that for the whole bowl. All right. I'm gonna give these one more rinse just in case there was any debris inside of the shell, which in my case, there's a little bit of broken shell more than anything. Just like that. There we go. All right, and to the pot. They're now all tucked in and absorbing flavor. We'll come back in like 5. All done. We typically serve this in a bowl because there's still a lot of juice. That's up to you. It's not super soupy or anything, but I do also like to put cheese on mine, just a little bit. Whatever cheese, I guess, you prefer. I'm probably gonna put a little bit of sharp cheddar on mine. But yeah, that's it. You can start simple, just 2 items. If it's not for a whole bunch of people, you can add to that if you do need to feed more. But yeah, just a easy dinner, not a lot involved. Okay, bye. That's probably enough. Looks really yellow on camera, but it's actually bright orange. I hope you give it a try. You might be pleasantly surprised. It's actually not bad. All right, bye.